Hello and a very warm welcome, viewers. You're watching this special presentation of Sansad TV on the journey of startups. You must have heard that it's not about the idea, it's about making an idea happen. And my guests on the show today ensured exactly that. So let's hear the story of retail startup Oddy Uniwraps and its founders Atul and Manish. They say some of the world's most successful companies have their beginnings in college friendships. Atul and Manish, both commerce graduates from Delhi University, cherished this bond. Their paths converged again when they hit upon a business idea, took the spirit of the living room couch into the boardroom. They analyzed the ill effects of aluminium foil and cling film on human health as well as the environment and launched their startup, Oddy Uniwrap. After focusing on R&D for over 3 years, they launched paper packaging in 2019 for food, made up of 100% pure wood pulp, which is eco-friendly and safe to use. Food wrapped in Oddy Uniwraps can be kept in oven for heating up to 5 minutes or can be heated on tawa directly, which means no one else but you would touch your food and your food stays hygienic. The founders claim that 4.8 tons of carbon emissions would be saved for 1,000 families in 1 year with the use of Oddy Uniwraps when compared to aluminium foil. Retail, modern trade and e-commerce stores came in handy. With customer base of over 2 lakh families already, riding on digital distribution network, Oddy Uniwrap plans to capture the market in Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities as well. Atul and Manish, welcome to Sansad TV and thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so I believe the two of you were together in Delhi University.
Yes.
Then you pursued your business. You went on to work for a multinational company. Then how did this journey begin?
So it was quite a story that happened, and I had left my job and I was like pursuing some options. I met Atul. He was also trying to do something in a particular area. And in fact, so it so happened that he was out on a family picnic, and when he packed the lunch, the stuff, the roti, the paranthas and the pickles in the aluminium foil. So what he realized was that when they opened up during the picnic along with the family, so there were little black marks on the aluminium foil and it had punched holes also, the pickle, I think. So what would have happened is that in a lot of heat, the aluminium reacted with the food particles, with the pickle, and it created that kind of a thing. So that got him thinking, and then he asked me that, he has an idea that there is a lot of contamination happening. We don't know it. I've done some preliminary study, and the aluminium actually leaches into the food. Not many people know about it, but it is happening, and this is not good for the health. And he, being from the paper industry, because he was in that kind of a business, he said, I want to do something about it because paper, as we know, will not leach into the food products, and I want to do something about it. And that's where the idea started from Atul, and then we pursued on.
So let me correct Manish first. I did not pack the food.
Okay. All right. Point well taken.
So I got curious, and it was such a difficult thing for us to really imagine that we have been using aluminium foil since I was a child myself, and my wife packs the food for my children for the school. And I got so fearful that if the aluminium foil can turn mango pickle black, then how would it affect our health? I searched on Google, and it was even more frightening. Then I came to know that aluminium molecule leaches into the food, and it can result in osteoporosis, cancer, Alzheimer's, and many more diseases which are sometimes incurable. Actually, aluminium is not required by the body. It is not a metal that our body needs, like copper, magnesium. There are so many other metals, but aluminium is not required by the body at all. So we really thought, first of all, just for our family and our own tiffins, that we wanted some alternative from the paper. And when we failed several times, because we tried butter paper, tissue paper, so many other alternatives that we had already available in our factory and office, we failed several times. And then I asked Piyush, who is an IIT alumni from the engineering background, I asked him to help us to develop this product. This is how it started.
So there were products existing in the market. How did you differ? What was your business model?
So actually there was no closed product, if you'll say. A butter paper or a tissue paper is not a closed product, I'll say. We researched this product, we got it patented, it's still under patent. We developed this product, and now the thing was that we had to go out to the market tell the features and sell it. So we did try setting up a distribution. We failed miserably. We appointed about 11 distributors in Delhi, and the product didn't just kind of fly off from the shelves. Then we thought what we were doing wrong. Then we realized that, first you have to educate the customer about it, because the food packing habits, they were so ingrained in them. They were not ready to listen, or they didn't want to listen, or it was an easy thing which was going on for so many years. So what we did was, through Piyush, we started reaching out to schools. So we started putting out the product in hands of the children, and we kind of told them about the aluminum story. We told them not to use, it's not good. And at the same time, we started keeping the alternative product in their hands. So this is how it started first. We started building those the testimonials for us, which we used when we moved ahead. And Atul, would you like to talk about the cookie cutter model we had in sales?
Actually, when we failed miserably for the first time and we couldn't succeed in the distribution, we were so disappointed. But I persistently believed that the product is correct. And then I changed the strategy. We focused only on one distributor, one geography. And we did not leave any white space in that geography. We covered all the retailers. We went ourselves in the evening after office hours to the shops and stood like promoters and talked to the customers. And I was shocked to know that we were educating the customer that maybe aluminum foil is not correct for you, and why don't you use this? Customers were asking us that we are aware that aluminum foil is not good for us, and you give us the alternative. They were so ready to take it, but we were not there. So I understood this, and then the school initiative that we took, in that geography, we covered the retailers, wholesalers, the schools nearby, big shops, and there we go. From there on, we got 78% customer retention rate, and we were thrilled to have that kind of data. And that was the reason that we are sitting here today.
All right, so as you're saying that you failed miserably initially, and then how did this market validation come through?
We were continuously participating in various exhibitions, seminars, and several small activity-oriented programs like mom events and places they're on. The feedback that we used to get from our customer was the first validation that we really see, because the customer was so appreciating and the customer stickiness was so high that even if they are not able to find it anywhere, they would call us and ask us, okay, fine, we need this. And they would go extra mile to buy it from us. And the real validation came to me when the 12-year-old daughter of my friend, she told me that, uncle, अब तो जो है Uniwrap, मैं अपने क्लास के बच्चों को देखती हूँ लंच टाइम के अंदर 50% से ज़्यादा बच्चों के टिफिन के अंदर Uniwrap होता है. So that was the first validation that I received.
All right, so that's where your friend's daughter telling you that अब सबके टिफिन में आपका ही Oddy Uniwrap है. But let's also hear from your team members. How difficult was it for them? Let's hear.
Being a startup, I found that working in and out on the things, like starting from the research, I contacted different mills, manufacturers across the globe to sample different papers, and then connecting different things on that, like putting oil on something, putting some sabji on one thing, and testing the results for that, and coming up identifying the thing that works the best. From there to like going to the markets, meeting retailers, distributors, and even the customers, talking to them, getting their feedback, giving to the product team. That kind of end-to-end exposure that I got working in a startup is unparalleled. I don't think in any other type of organization we can get such an exposure. And like from the naive person that I was in the starting to the seasoned and marketer that I came out at the end, I think that was a hell of a journey. And working in a startup is intense, it is fast-paced, it is difficult, but it is rewarding also.
So how did you rope in partners or strategic partners, or how did you get your investors to say yes?
So it so happened that once we started getting validated locally, we launched the product on the online portals and online channels, and the product goes very strong, still 4.4 rating, the best seller in its category. So that was one part of it. The other thing was that when we actually went into the retail distribution, when we talk about the general trade, it's a very difficult model. And also when you talk about the modern retail, it's a very costly model. Yes, the investors were saying yes to us because we were making many pitches. We were putting the product in the hands of the user, and we were doing repeat sales, and we were taking a lot of surveys. Investors were coming and they were saying yes, but there was a question to be answered in our minds whether we want exactly an investor putting in the money, or do we want a strategic tie-up wherein we could actually just replicate the success we received in Delhi NCR to the other GT territories and of course the modern retail very quickly. And this is where during one such presentation we met representatives from LT Foods, Daawat Rice. They have a very good distribution reach of over about 100,000 counters pan India plus. So there, now the best thing is when they heard us, it was not that they were hearing us for the first time. So our product, some 6 months back, had already reached their home in one of the goodie bags that we had done as a distribution in one of the events that we had attended. So this was the real validation for us. So they said that, okay, we know you, and I think it's a great product, and let's talk business. So instead of going for the investor, we tried going in for a strategic tie-up in distribution, and it's working fantabulously well for us.
So let's talk business. That's very comforting, getting to hear this from your investor or strategic partner. But you also have them on board. Let's see what they have to say now.
So when we came across this innovative idea which looked at a problem which was very crucial to the Indian environment. As you understand, women housemakers at home pack food with a lot of love and care for all the loved ones. And when they pack it in solutions which are not healthy or hygienic, it takes away the healthiness away from the foods. So when we understood that, and we understood the product and how it is resolving that problem, we got very excited. And we also understood the fact that the product is sustainable, it's biodegradable, and this brought us to the point that we wanted to work with them to make sure that they succeed in this market. And we understood that one of the other problems that they were facing was the marketing and the distribution. And that's when we came together to help them with their marketing initiatives to make sure that the consumer understands the product much more easily, and to make sure that the product is available in the outlets closest to them.
So your partner sounds very bullish right now, but I'm sure this wasn't this easy. What were the roadblocks, the challenges?
Initially, the roadblock was to create a product. What do we have which is a good and alternate solution for the aluminium foil? The solution has to be strong enough which can withhold the packed food from 8 a.m. in the morning till 3 p.m. in the afternoon. So 6-7 hours into the tiffin, it has to withstand the oil, grease, moisture, heat, and staying intact, non-stick in the food tiffin. So we failed many times while creating. We contacted Indian paper suppliers, foreign paper suppliers, but we couldn't get a right base. But after a lot of research, we identified a way where we would do certain treatments onto the paper to make it strong enough to withstand the 6-7 hours journey from morning packing till the afternoon consumption. And moreover, we also were able to add another property, which is reheatability, so that we can reheat the food duly packed on a tawa or a conventional oven, apart from the microwave oven, of course. So the initial roadblock to development, research and development was funding. My father and my brothers used to ask me, where are you throwing all that money? Into the garbage, where you have so much of waste paper in the factory, which we just sell it to Raddiwalas. And of course, that was the time when many times I had to, just sleep without dinner, because everyone on the dinner table would be looking for me to actually find a way of getting onto me. But thankfully, family is family, so they actually supported me with everything possible, with time, money, effort, everything, and we were lucky enough to get a good product.
So another challenge that we faced was not started after the development of the product, which was the distribution part of it. We wanted to be very clear on the per unit economics, and we wanted that we know where each and every money or rupee is going. We realized very fast that while online was something which was really giving us a lot of benefit, but a lot of benefit was actually going into development of the general trade or the modern trade. And we realized that this could not sustain much longer. So while we were looking for a strategic tie-up, yes, and of course anyone with funding would come and say that I can put in some money. So it was a very difficult decision for us to say no or to hold him back because we knew that once the product flies out into the shelves, that's where we'll make the money. We'll not make the money with the funders' money. We'll make the money when the product is selling. For selling, it has to be in the shops. That could be provided only with someone who had a great distribution network. And luckily, that decision has paid off for us. We kind of resisted the urge of taking the money and blowing it on maybe the market, the distributors, just running around after taking the money. I think this thing worked for us.
So the idea that started with a picnic and a pickle in the aluminum foil, where is it going now?
So yes, very good of you to ask this question. In our estimates, we would have reached about 2 lakh households in India. The urban households in India is about 8 crores and the addressable market size could be around 20,000 crore. Out of this 8 crore, we are just reached 2 lakh and we are just trying to reach 25 lakhs and this is where we want to go and it is easily doable with the right distribution, the right marketing strategy and I think we'll reach it. I know we'll reach it.
Fantastic. So you are too bullish?
Of course, since the market size is too big, the scalability is very high and the only question is how fast we can cover it. Don't make products, make solutions for your target customers that can add value to their life. Keep your eyes and ears close to the ground and act fast. Execution is boring, but yet every day, every hour, you have to do execution and yet next day again.
While you are doing this, do not forget per unit economics. If you don't have cash flows, nothing will fly, nothing will move on for you. Have a very tight control on the finances, on the funds, and each and every resource, be it a human resource or a financial resource, to make it most productive for you and have a complete control over that.
All right, on that note, Atul and Manish, thank you so much for joining us and all the very best for all your future endeavors.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Well, viewers, that's all we have for you in this edition. Thanks for watching and stay tuned to Sansad TV. Namaskar.